What's up everybody, it's your boy Stafford back again with another video. Now today I want to go over how we edited these two images in Photoshop. We got image 1 and we got image 2. Last week you guys saw how we went ahead and shot those images with the tools that we use within the studio. Now today we're going to go behind the scenes again with the editing breakdown. But you know what we got to do first. We gotta roll that intro. What's up everybody? It's your boy Stafford, as you know. I don't know, I like that. But anyway, let's dive right into it and let's get this show on the road. Here within Photoshop, you can see this handsome young fella. It's your boy Stafford, you already know. And over here we have Idol, and as you can see, there's no glare within her glasses, but yet her face is illuminated. If you look at the eyes, it's like bam, it looks like the light was coming straight in her face. Because you know when you have the light at the 45-degree angle, you just had that catch light within the eyes, which people just seems to love. But back on me, you can see same catch light right in the eyes, as if the light was coming directly at you. But if you saw within last week's video, the light wasn't coming right at them, but you could just really see the magic in that. This is the before image and this is the after. Before, after. Let's give the breakdown on Idol to see what we did and how we broke down her image, and then we'll jump into mine. As you can see, this is the raw image. Anything, we started with the frequency separation, then we jumped into a little bit of contour, smoothing, then we jumped into dodge and burn. So frequency separation, these are pretty much frequency separation, additional 2 more times, focusing on different areas. One was really focusing on the colors of her skin, the other one was really focusing on the skin tone. So all together you can really see how it was. So before and then after, when it came down to just the skin by itself. And then we did dodge and burn. Dodge and burn was a global dodge and burn, not really micro dodge and burn. Micro dodge and burn is really get into the nitty gritty. I personally think that takes too long, and I think frequency separation does a good job in cleaning that up to begin with. So here we go. We have the first one focusing on just the outer skin. Second one focusing on the eyes, really makes those things pop. And then we had for the rest of the body. Then we moved into my auto tone, that's what I call it. Really what it is just a S curve with curves. And I have it in on 50%, but it's just an S curve. Then we went into the gradient map. Not really adding much, but just adding a little bit of color, mainly to like down here, just to bring it up and add that flavor. Then I wanted to go into some details to really make her facial features pop, because I shot this with a low aperture. As you can see, like the ears are not in focus at all. So make her features pop. You can see the eyes, the mouth, and a little bit of the eyebrows pop. Look at that again. This is before. This is after. Really made them pop, really made them stand out. So when you look at the image, that is the first thing you're looking at. You just want to gaze into those big brown eyes that she has. Then I moved into the background. Made the background a little darker because I wanted to keep that out of focus type of vibes and style going. Then I put her on. This first selection of her was pretty messed up. I did eventually fix it, obviously what you saw within the final image, but this one wasn't really a great selection. But this is mainly just for practice to begin with. Then I went in to do some subtle tweaks. If you look at the body, it was looking kind of green to my eyes, and I wanted to really add back in some of that melanin. So then added back in some of those rich red tones and play with the yellows a little bit. Subtle tweaks, as you can see, nothing too crazy within these channels. Minor tweaks. And then I did the same thing when it comes down to color and vibrance. Just subtle tweaks, just to add in, again, more melanin back into the skin and just give it that little bit of pop. And then when it comes down to the camera raw filter, I just mainly use it to play with the colors slightly, but really was to brighten it up. Let's see. If I open up camera raw filters, you can see just play with the colors slightly, adding a little bit of saturation from the red channels and the blue channels. In basic, just increase exposure a little bit of the highlights, adding in a little pizzazz. I didn't add in vibrance because I already added in vibrance. I know this vibrance versus Photoshop vibrance pretty different, but pretty much the same thing, and I felt as though it didn't need any more. I didn't add anything in curves, didn't add anything in sharpening. This is just a standard sharpening that it always comes with. Color mixer, didn't even touch it all. Then I wanted to clean up the glasses a little bit, so then I cleaned it up. I normally do start with the clean layer, but I didn't really notice it until like after I was like doing the frequency separation. I normally do the cleaning first, but honestly, whenever you get to the cleaning layer, you get to it. And then I kind of just created a stamp visible layer, which I didn't do anything. At least not in this saved copy. I do have another copy where I did go in and clean up the highlights. That's right here and right here with the better selection. But overall, guys, that is the breakdown for Idol. And I'm gonna show you guys the breakdown for myself that I did. As you can see, this is the before image and this is the after. And let's do the same thing. Turn off all these layers. Here we go. We got your boy Stafford right here. I did the background first on this one. Really just took the same background. It was already gray and boom. Wasn't really a big fan of it, but I know just for like demonstration purposes, I thought it was perfectly fine, not really changing out the background. Because for me, it just looks kind of flat. There was really no separation. So I try to just brighten it up to try to add that separation as well as bring myself up from looking so dark and lost within that background. Then I added frequency separation. As you can see, I have a lot of blotchiness within my skin. So that frequency separation alone just helped clean that up, smoothing everything out. Nice and easy transitions within the skin. Then I created a stamp visible layer. I'm not sure why I did that at that point. Oh, I remember. I was fixing the hairline on this. This is how it started out. Wasn't really all that good when I initially started, but obviously you saw the final image. Don't worry, when I originally took this image, I went to a new barber and they messed me up. As you can see, my hairline is pretty much fine now and it's still somewhat growing back, but yeah, they messed me up. Now I gotta wait for everything to grow back in, but I didn't like me looking like that, so the wonderful world of Photoshop. But yes, end up fixing it, making it look way better than it did before. If I didn't point that out, you guys probably wouldn't have even noticed. But yes, went in and fully fixed it. Back to the skin now. Alright, we got the skin tones. As you can see, this really helped pull everything in together, give me that nice flawless skin tone as if I'm a male model and if I'm like a movie star. You know the vibes. The dream that everybody wants. Bring that to life. Help more with the skin tone, more subtle changes, help tying everything in together. But you can see like those last few steps really just tied my skin in. It gave me that movie star like skin. And then frequency separation. Dodge and burn as I was. Dodge and burn, you can see what dodge and burn did. Really just made my face pop and really gave you that makeup like highlights. If you ever wonder like where to apply like your highlights and your dodge, look up how they do makeup when it comes down to contour, and there was another word that they use when it comes down to makeup world. Look for a diagram on how to contour. If you type that in, you should see a diagram on how to do it. Really works the same when it comes down to dodge and burn. That's how I pretty much learned how to do it. Like, YouTube wasn't really explaining it, like where to dodge and where to burn, but that makeup explained it. Here I added my auto tone again, which really, again, it's my S curve. I made an action on it so I get it the same every single time, and then I kind of lowered the opacity to 50% because it's too strong. You really just make your facial features or color tones pop even more, and it works on all skin tones. Here did some more subtle changes with my gradient. As you saw with Idol, I had it with this color first and then the darker color. With me, I had a darker color and going over to the lighter color. Then I made some adjustments to make my levels pop more. It's mainly just the highlights that's popping. Did that with both levels, and I also did it with curves. Didn't really need to use them both, but I did. Then the same thing with the details pop, making my eyes and my mouth just stand out a little bit more. I did not do my eyebrows in this selection on me because my eyebrows, as you know, with males we naturally have thicker eyebrows than females, and I thought that mine already stood out a lot more. This is just a stamp visible layer, and then I forgot what I did with this. Oh yeah, the background on this one with the color fill, because I was trying to get the background to be brighter. That way it gives it a lighter image. And then what did I do with this? Just increase the saturation. What I should have done with this image was add another one just to target my skin, just so I could kind of bring down those oranges. So I think it's too orange. Bring it down just slightly, nothing too crazy. And well guys, there you have it. I showed you guys the behind the scenes breakdown of how I edited these images within Photoshop. If you guys haven't seen how I shot these images originally, which I think this is a perfect way to take, you know, headshot images, but if you haven't seen how I actually shot it and the minimal tools that I use to get that, go watch the last video. It's up there. But guys, do what your favorite YouTubers always tell you to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.